right, Wrestling Hero Figs, WrestleMania 37. And we want to start out right here with the WWE Championship Gold, which will be defended by Bobby Lashley. Now, it is scheduled to be one-on-one versus Drew McIntyre, and I know we're only about 3-4 days away, but I still see this maybe developing later on in the night. We need a big boom factor, and what best way to go about it is inserting Beastie right there into the match. Drop a like, you guys, if you guys would love to see something like this play out, or even after the match. That's something you could do after and then evolve for the next pay-per-view, getting into the summer, right? Get a SummerSlam match going. But that being all put to the side, I want to talk about as to who's going to come out here. Bobby Lashley should be able to retain against Drew McIntyre. He's already shown him. He says, I have that ability, sir. Only next step is to level up and finally get that dream fantasy match that we've been wanting, man. Like, here's my whole thought behind it is like seeing UFC being played out in a WWE squared circle. This is the only way to do it, and the only way to go about it is for Bobby Lashley to retain and eventually face Beastie. Next up, we have a one-on-one match, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, and one that should help build up the returning superstar. And do you do with Cesaro? Is he the guy that needs to be used right here every damn time that we need a push on a return? I mean, Rollins, look, man, I get it. It's nice to see that you're actually having a WrestleMania match, because if you were discussing this about 3 weeks ago, nothing was set in stone for the returning Monday Night Messiah. Now, as far as Cesaro goes, I hate to say this, bro, but you ain't got no chance. Like, he'll go in there. It should be a good match. He always delivers, but it's going to be a short cake walk for the Monday Night Messiah. It'll either be by roll-up or it should be executed clean right there with a curb stomp. Steel cage stipulation, and the only stipulation that's going to work between Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman. Every single Monday night, we see Shane on the run. He gets away. Braun Strowman's chasing after him. He never seems to get a hold of him, but when he does, I think it's going to be that time, right? Braun Strowman is going to unleash what he's been building up this entire 2-3 months. Actually, maybe even going back. If you want to go back to like the true history, we can go even further than that, but I'm going to say that right here. Steel cage match rules, we should definitely see an OMG moment. Shane O'Mac, man's notorious to deliver on pay-per-views, especially on the grand stage of them all, WrestleMania. You know we're going to see some high flying coming off the top of the cage, right through the announcer table, but will that be sufficient? Will that be enough for Braun Strowman to go in there and pick up a clean? It should be a win. I'm still going with Braun regardless of Shane coming out here and giving it his all. Braun needs this, and the man has kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, I would say, whenever this whole thing started. Tag team action, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and Mr. Morrison, ex-tag team champions, ex-Money in the Bank, and didn't he just recently win the title? Yet we're in here in a freaking comedy act. Look, every Mania that I've seen celebrities come out here, usually the celebrity, it doesn't matter if it's a 7-foot-tall monster versus a 5-foot-nothing pro boxer, the celebrity usually ends up winning. The fact that he's got Damian Priest on his side, one of the best NXT talents, this is going to be an easy victory for these guys. The man didn't sign no damn contract for him to get rolled up by Morrison or the ex-WWE. I still can't believe this, man. Look, we're still holding high hopes. 2021, let's get it turned back around and see where we're going. And one team that can show you how to do that, it's going to be AJ Styles and his brand new tag team partner. Yes, it used to be a bodyguard, but almost he wants to check out the gold. He says, you guys have Raw tag team champions. How about we try this? How about for the very first WrestleMania match debut, we team up with AJ Styles, see if we can get him captured, and is it going to be about tag team match, or is it going to be more to get this monster? Because that's what it is. They want to carry a tradition, right? It's always about a giant. We either had Andre the Giant, Big Show, well, no longer, right? We got AEW. Now we got Omos, and we have AJ, and is it the best perfect combination to steal the show? I don't think so. I think AJ Styles will eventually be solidified as one of the best WrestleMania superstars to put on the show, but this is more of the passing of the torch. You go back to early Shawn Michaels and Diesel, how it transitioned. First he came out as a bodyguard, then they were tag team champions, and then next thing you know, the man ended up turning on him. We're not talking about that. We're just still talking about who's going to walk out here. I still got to give it to AJ Styles, regardless of all those years of experience that the New Day has. I think this is the whole passing and transition of these guys evolving to a little bit more than what we've seen. And that be said about Apollo Crews, is the man got enough sauce to even be coming up here and competing for the Intercontinental Championship. Well, if the guy could even freaking stand this figgy, you're too damn loose, man. We need an updated Apollo Crews. Give us a new gear. You're fixed. We need to talk about the damn match. It's Intercontinental Championship. Big E, he's already shown him. He's like, dude, I beat you fair and square, clean cut. How are we doing it next? Well, I'll try it one more time. I might do a little bit dirty action. That might work, but I still see Big E retaining. Not only because this damn figure can't stand, but because Big E has been proven right there as a single superstar, no longer needing a tag team, and maybe even going on, and this is just talking about like later 2021 for the WWE, or if there's a draft occurring, Universal Champion. Because the conspiracy theorist, well, apparently he's wrong. Kevin Owens, he tried introducing him his thoughts and ideas. KO didn't agree with it. He's like, dude, just slow down for one damn roll. What did Sammy do? He says, I got a fresh boot for you, buddy boy. We got a haluva kick. You want to go at Mania? Let's get it. Now, what are we doing? Why is this even happening? I'll tell you why. Kevin Owens, the man deserves, I think, dude, look, yes, he had a title opportunity. The man got eaten up by the big dog. But I think when the contract finally ends up coming to terms, I don't think that the man plans on hanging out with Sammy. He says, dude, we got to go check out what AEW's doing. Maybe some TNA. Maybe somewhere where we can carry the gold here. Let's get back into the match. I'm giving it to Kevin Owens as a clean fall. Regardless of him not thinking the same beliefs, KO should still be able to pick this up. And that be said about Rhea Ripley, like the call-up. All right, so this is actually one that might break the cycle, and there is a cycle. We can call it that because every single man that has been had, this is what it is, man. It's usually a dream, a wish. Like, one day I'm going to get called up to Raw. I'm going to go there, main roster. I'm going to walk through that damn door, come back out as the Raw Women's Champion. Rhea just might do that. She's got a pretty good weight on her shoulder to go ahead and be able to do that. Asuka, I'm not sure she's the best one to go up against because Asuka has just been doing it, man. She's been doing it for countless years. Even down in NXT, she will definitely tell you that this ain't going to be no easy walk in the park. If Ripley does end up winning this, it's not going to be a fluke of luck. It's going to be work, determination, and pure hustle. And a man that knows all about that is going to be Matt Riddle. I know the guy looks chill and he's always laid back and he's always living that California lifestyle, but the guy is pure business. You get him in the ring, what is he going to do? Is he going to hit you with the knee? How about them shims? How about no boots required? Intercontinental U.S. champion against Sheamus. Sheamus, that bro kick, that guy's got some strong legs. It's going to be the battle of who's got the most work done in the gym. Who's pulling out the most amount of squats, or in this case, who's pulling out the most amount of bloods. All joking aside, I'm still leaning right here for him to retain the U.S. championship. He's been doing real good holding it. Sheamus, he wants something back around that waist, but regardless of all that time, and this guy, hands down, obviously the one that's putting in the most amount of gym time, but it's going to be something sneaky. Matt Riddle's got too much heat. He's got too much support going on in the back. Sheamus, you got to start building on something different because this ain't going to work out for you, bro. It's boss time, as Michael Cole would annoyingly say every night, and he goes without a single hesitation. There hasn't been one match in the last decade that the man has brought that into frame, but is that significant name going to be enough right here for Bianca Belair to come up and pull out the victory for the women's title? I don't know, dude. She's got her work cut out for her. Sasha Banks, she has done it so many WrestleManias, and she might prove it here. Or will it be the rookie? Will it be the NXT brand new talent, fresh out the gate, Bianca Belair? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to go ahead and slap this on. We're going to go ahead and crown a new women's champion. She already did it at the Rumble. She's going to do it at Mania, and she's only going to keep the trend right here going for the next year. What is the trend when it comes to SmackDown? Well, I'll tell you that Street Profits, they did so good over there on Raw, and they done it on SmackDown, and this match actually has not been announced, but I definitely want to throw out this as a potential match, and one that also hasn't really been talked about is the Andre the Giant Memorial, and we'll talk about that more in just a sec. But if this match does end up going down, it'll most likely A, go into the pre-show, and B, they will still retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championship gold. As far as the Andre the Giant Memorial, I have to give it to good old Keith Lee. I know the guy hasn't been doing all that great this year, but if there is any big man right now in the current roster, apart from Braun Strowman, but the man's already booked. He's got the steel cage. I'm going right here for the man Keith Lee. Let me know in the comments, though. Let me know who you guys would love to see if they ended up having that. I know they haven't talked about it much, so we'll see if that ends up developing later on in the week. Universal Championship match has evolved right here into a triple threat, and the wild card kind of almost throwing in the same mixture that we've seen, I would say, at least 2 WrestleManias ago, and even the one following after that. Now, if you do go back to the history, first let's talk about the competitors, obviously, right? We have Edge going in here and trying to capture the Universal Gold against Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Again, I'm calling him the wild card because this is how it happened, right? You go back and you check out the Royal Rumble where Batista ended up winning. This is kind of almost the same situation where Edge, right? The man came back, returning legend, wins the Rumble. Daniel Bryan gets inserted, ends up walking away. The guy did work for it during that time, but at this point, you guys, I think for I would say most of the majority, either A, we have a brand new champion and that being Edge, or B, Roman Reigns, the big dog, ends up retaining. And not that I want to take anything away from Daniel Bryan, but all of us knowing the fact that the contract is pretty much come to an end right here, this is only just something to take off the weight off Edge. And that's the best perspective because even though the man was in the Royal Rumble for as long as he was, I still think that the man's going to need some assist, especially against the big dog. But yes, I'm going to go right here as Edge capturing the Universal Championship. Paul Heyman looking at him is like, oh, so you want to be a Paul Heyman? It's just an idea, man. Let's get into the next one. And that, of course, being Randy Orton versus The Fiend. There's no titles. There's no special stuff. This is just retribution, going back to history, asking him like, dude, why'd you have to burn my house? Randy Orton, we know you're the Viper. You've been known to be a legend killer, but you can't come to a man's home and set it on fire and then following end up burning the man alive. Like, it's just constant fire, dude. Fire, some more fire, and how about we insert just a little bit more fire if we haven't gotten enough with Alexa Bliss right there, right? Last match, we had Randy Orton versus Alexa, but we know that that was just a start and the return of The Fiend. Now, how is this match going to play out? Is it going to be a traditional, roll up, 1, 2, 3, we have a new champ, or is it going to be more of like what we've saw the last couple of years where it's been all theatrical? I do think that the history right here should be playing out, kind of like how we saw with John Cena last year. Randy Orton should be visiting all those different time frames, the debut, the evolution, singles run, maybe him and Edge, and then eventually The Fiend is going to be right there. And Alexa, she's going to either A, interfere, or B, finally break the spell, because it is a spell. She's trying to get out of it. As she brings the heat, she ain't bringing no damn Firefly Funhouse, man. She's going to bring all this that you're seeing. This match should be pretty good. Whether it's theatrical, regular, I'm very much in this. Whether it's main event, I know they're talking about moving stuff around. This could easily be rolled out as one of those. Give me your thoughts, though. Let me know how you guys feel about the WrestleMania card. Any specific matches that you guys are looking forward to? Do you see Randy Orton burning the man one more? I mean, he's already burnt them. I think just far too much. At this point, dude, the man ain't alive. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.